We're here. I'm gonna get this going. Oh. Oh. Yes, bonus stream today. That's good enough. I hope everyone is well on this Friday. I wasn't going to today, but then I did. I was playing it and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make at least 6 to 9 people look at Advance Wars today. I like the bee emoji, by the way. It's the Buck Bumblebee, right? If it's not the Buck Bumblebee, it should be. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, I fixed it. I have a new anime to show you. It's called Advance Wars. God, he is so built. How is everyone today? First day, there you go. Spire Knife has to go to work. Huh. Cool math games. I guess that makes more sense, right? Sponsored by Kiss Anime. I like the idea that they'd pay people to sponsor their site, but not pay to get the licenses to stream anything. Don't worry, the missile missed. And they're all okay. Nick's affiliate again, let's go. Can I get a Buck Bumblebee in chat? I'll just send Chip Nutting. Advance Wars is back. You may have heard of it. You may have heard of it during its lengthy 2-year delay. But it's back. It's real. Oh. They have the sound effect when you go into the menu. That's kind of something I was worried about. I was like, if they don't have that sound, what are we doing?
Look who's here.
Well, if it isn't Mikona's fan, he knows me. He's heard of me, guys.
Uh-huh.
He said something different every time I've gone into the shop, which has been nice. Wars World News. Can I preview it? Nope. Okay, well, I just wanted to look at the shop here. There's a shop. I haven't unlocked buying commanding officers, apparently. There's a lot of maps, and then there's 2 packs of more maps. So it seems like everything is back. If you're unaware, this is the WayForward remake of Advance Wars 1 and Advance Wars 2. That's not Famicom Wars and Super Famicom Wars, it's the GBA titles. We're just gonna jump in. Mario Party Superstore shop. Yeah, don't think about any of the actual war stuff going on, just come play the fake one. They do a cool thing here when you jump into the campaign selection. It presents it like you can't jump in. You totally can, but it's like, yo, this just straight up spoils that first game. Also, please don't look at the key art for Advance Wars 2 and put together what's going on. Thank you. But I like that they tried, you know? What can you do at a point? They've actually rewritten, technically, Advance Wars 1. Because in Advance Wars 1, you were a character in the story, vaguely, barely. Not anymore. Because Advance Wars 2 wasn't like that. And then I figure if you're going to take one way to make it consistent, you may as well just get rid of the character that barely matters, which is you. World map music or something. Does one of the main characters get an eye patch in Advance Wars 2? Could be. Also, hi StarMac. Saturday morning warmongering. Yeah. It still plays it pretty light, considering it's a war game. You did not read Fog of War? Oh. Don't worry about it.
Uh-oh.
The game's partially voiced, which I think I prefer to being fully voiced, honestly, for this.
War is so mysterious.
Finally a game that doesn't make me feel important.
Do you need me to explain?
We don't need Nell to explain Fog of War, you have me. some of the map is invisible until you're on certain objects or close to things. It saved you so much time. They did an interesting shuffle here also, where in the original game there was field training and it was like 18 missions or so. That was basically the tutorial. In here, you go through 3 missions of field training and then they roll the rest as part of the campaign. So they're all the same, the exact same maps, the exact same layouts. They just roll it into the campaign proper, which is interesting. I would have wanted to play these maps anyway, so I'm not complaining. Just very interesting. So I guess I'll just explain it if you're not familiar with Advance Wars. You select a unit, they have a unit range. You can press the B button. I had to make sure my Nintendo buttons. You can see their movement range on enemies. Since we're in a Fog of War map though, they're all obscured. When you move infantry units on the mountains, you can see more. I'm not familiar with the new models. Recon units have very far vision, as you might expect by the name, so they can see if you plant a unit in a forest or where's this button, or in a barrier reef. They can be hidden until a unit is adjacent to them, and we'll be using that to our advantage on this very simple mission. Oh, just kidding. It's been a long time since I played the field training missions. Right, well, we're going to deal with this rocket. As a non-Shantae player, I'm going to have to agree. I think the only WayForward game I played recently was River City Girls, and aside from that, not a whole lot. Only played 18 mission tutorial. What? You played 18 mission tutorial and didn't do nothing but in your life but do that? Oh man. Wait, DuckTales was WayForward, right? They did that with Fire Emblem on GBA. Ah, okay, well there you go. Thinking about my very important strategy that I'm going to do here. What can I do to this medium tank? Not a lot. Let's just get rid of the rocket then. They did go a little ham with the VA and River City Girls. There's a fun thing when we streamed that over on Crud recently. Only like the backing music generally came through for me in Parsec, so I didn't hear a lot of the voice acting either. I don't know why that was the way it was with Parsec, but that was the way it was, so. Worth throwing out, you can press ZR on any tile, get some information on what's going on there. See their different weapon types, what they're good against, how much fuel they have left, vision, no ammo count here, but you get that on the overlay here, so I guess that is what matters, right? Anyway, we can end our turn. How familiar am I with the entire Famicom Wars series to say how much things were changed up in these titles? I'm guessing you mean Advance Wars 1 and 2 in general, not just the remake. Honestly, going back and playing Super Famicom Wars, I was surprised of how much of that basically just lifted straight through to Advance Wars. Like, Advance Wars is a better game, but you have specific things like CO superpowers introduced in Super Famicom Wars. The sprites are very similar to what was used in Advance Wars. A lot of that foundation seems to have gotten laid there, built on top of the obvious fundamentals from the original game, which is also surprisingly pretty similar. Advance Wars added a lot more in terms of like a proper campaign mode, a map editor, a challenge war room, whereas Super Famicom Wars was kind of like there's a campaign, campaign, like a set of missions you can go through, but a lot of the fun there seemed to be, I'm going to sit on the couch with maybe a friend and we're going to go through this. That seemed like the better way to play that. Also, thank you for the follow, StarMac5. But that's my impression emulating a Satellaview game in like 2022. So I'm not sure I can speak too accurately on that, but... Oh yeah, my Living Dex thing is still going on for Pokemon. Oops. Didn't think about that. That's fine. They can pretend it matters. How close are Famicom Wars and Fire Emblem? Are they totally different? Same development studio. And Fire Emblem was built off of Famicom Wars in a lot of ways. That's so overkill for that. No, I'm going to send you down here. But they're pretty different. Fire Emblem obviously is more of a focus on RPG stuff, like leveling up specific named units and utilizing their different classes, and especially recently getting to know the characters behind them. Advanced Wars, the only characters you really need to keep track of are the overarching COs, the commanding officers. Everything else is dispensable and replenishable generally, and doesn't matter as much. Eventually, they added in little prestige kind of things with units. Like, if this medium tank here went on and beat a lot of units on the battlefield, it would get some perks and like slightly better offense and defense over time and stuff, but that's not in these games. I think that was like Dual Strike or something. That might have even just been Days of Ruin. I'm less familiar with those games. I can put you in the forest. Yeah, Super Famicom Wars was a Satellaview game, which is part of the narrative that more often than not, the Wars games have had very unfortunate releases. That was a Japan-only Satellaview. Advanced Wars was September 10th, 2001. So it didn't even go to Japan until like 2004 when it got bundled in with the second game. Obviously, this game had some unfortunate timing issues. It's an unfortunate series. The GameCube, they're pretty similar. Like, they're like two different flavors of strategy games, Advanced Wars and Fire Emblem, but I feel like if you pick one up and play it, you're pretty likely to like the other one. Not to say they're like so similar that the same pros of each series carry through, but like I had Advanced Wars 1 and I played it all the time as a kid. I took it with me even when the DS came out, pretty much everywhere alongside Pokemon. When I did finally try Fire Emblem, I was like, oh my god, okay. I can totally see how similar these two are, and I got into it as that kind of being my stepping stone, but you know, there are some things you kind of miss going from one franchise over into the other as well. Namely for Fire Emblem, new releases. There are... The GameCube thing, to touch on what you asked, it's weird. There's a GameCube in the Wii game, technically. It was basically... I forget the name of the studio. They pitched kind of a 3D real-time kind of strategy game, like on the grounds, control the units kind of war game. And there was a time where Nintendo was like, we should throw this under the Advanced Wars name. I think Battalion Wars 1 was announced as like Advanced Wars Crossfire or some weird game. They lifted that decision before release, so it came out as Battalion Wars, but in Japan it kept the Advanced Wars name. It's weird. And then there was a sequel on Wii to follow that. The mountain gives some good cover. I'm gonna do it anyway. Crossfire. I gotta look. Was it actually Crossfire? Advanced Wars Crossfire. Nope. What was it called? Don't worry, my Google foo is working very heavily here. Advanced Wars. Under Fire. It was Advanced Wars Under Fire, that's what it was. I knew it was something fire. But the DS games were both actually from Intelligent Systems. Some of the same people spearheading the series on those games. So those are proper follow-ups, even if the art style gradually trended darker and more serious over time. There's also a fast forward button on this, I should say, if anyone's looking at this. And if my focusing on questions is making it seem kind of slow. You can fast forward with ZR. Pretty nice. A new thing I like here that won't really make much of an impact on this map, but helps in some of the bigger maps. There's a zoom feature, which is neat. Just in and out on the control stick. Kind of gives you a better idea of what all is going on in the battlefield if you need to look. That's something that was not in the original, and is a very minor touch, but I like it. So basically, most of the objectives to win here in these games, in these maps specifically, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Sorry, a lot of talking to do, I'm getting mixed up. You want to wipe out all their units on most maps, or capture their headquarters. And you capture your headquarters the way you've kind of seen me capturing these cities along the way, where you move an infantry unit to it, hit capture, and then the next turn you finish it up. So we will do that, since on this map they have a landing boat unit hidden on this reef, and it's going to be annoying to defeat that with the units we have here. He's not putting up much of a fight because we're still technically in the original game's tutorial. But he can keep putting snow out. That's kind of cool. StarMech said, never knew Famicom Wars even existed, but loved Advance Wars as a kid. It was a 1 GB game you only could be played with a single cartridge, single system, so you and your brother would play it a lot. Yeah, that was an awesome thing about Advance Wars. You could make any map you desired, basically, and then with one cartridge, as long as you had a link cable and your friend had a GBA system, you could link up together and play the game anywhere, which is awesome. Like, Advance Wars 1 really is just... every angle is considered on how to make that game like a really fantastic game. Anything you could realistically want in that game, it gives to you, which is great. Like, especially for Pokemon obsessed me as a kid, having anything that I felt the need to carry around as much as Pokemon kind of says a lot, I think, about how good it was. You didn't even need a link cable? All right, yeah, just pass the system around. Yeah. Right. Alright, I need to get people onto an APC unit to take them over there. Game Boy Wars art is very good, yes. It's an unfortunate series in some ways. It feels like there's always something holding it back, even when it's often out of its series' control. He's really going for that medium tank, huh? Understandable, it worked for him. Wonder if Fire Emblem having story and character helped it a bit more popularity-wise in comparison. I think that's probably a part of it, right? People do like their waifus quite a bit. Alright, we have RCO power, which for Nell is increased luck.
Let's have a little
Oh, I thumbed through her dialogue, I'm so sorry.
lucky star.
Everyone gets hit by stars, as you do. Her power relates to kind of a hidden system that they gave a little more transparency to with this release. Whenever you select a unit to attack, you'll see a damage counter, and that's usually the amount of damage you can expect, but there's an underlying luck factor that can either let you do more damage or less damage, kind of dependent on RNG. So when you use her CO power, your luck rate gets boosted, so you're likely to do a bit more damage than what it actually says. For example, that said we'd do 40% and we just did 60%, so pretty okay, all things considered. So we'll put that there. We'll reveal this lander unit, which is just transport. It can't attack. It's kind of just here just to make you go, oh, wait. I defeated all the units. Oh, you can hide them in the sea. Okay. I might be able to just finish it off, honestly, with our long-range units here, though. Let's see which comes first. I don't even need to move these other units, I'm just doing it. Also the voice of Shantae. Well, there you go. So I forgot about his rocket. So, oops. Don't worry. Alright. Let's reveal it naturally. Whoop it here. I forgot all about this dang thing. Alright, so that thing's useless now. Move you up. There's so much way forward lore with this release, apparently. Coming at it purely as an Advanced Wars fan, there's so much little way forward things to learn. Amazing. Was I really out of range for anything he could attack? Oh, he could have. Maybe he just can't see them. Right. Yeah, he can't see anything he could have attacked, so he couldn't attack them. Well, turns out we're actually going to win this by defeating all his units. Alright, that thing's out. And his rockets. You can only capture units with foot soldiers, basically. So we couldn't have just sent a recon over to capture his base. That's how they help keep on-the-ground units relevant in the game. So they're very important for capturing territory. Take that, Olaf, you idiot. We're all still learning Andy. Why would I post a picture of Chip's human Sona?
I have high hopes for you. Show me what you've got.
Ah. Got an S rank. So after every mission, you get coins to take into the shop. You can buy music, gallery stuff, new commanding officers, maps. Good, 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 right? I like how bumbling they made Olaf. See, in the original game, he'd be talking about you here. Now he's just talking about Andy. So this is a 2-star difficulty mission? I wonder how many stars there are. Let's see how many times they can mention war and all the little things like that. Oh yeah, this one. Right.
Andy! Nell?
Anyone familiar with the voice actors and actresses? Who's playing Andy? Because it's totally not Veronica Taylor, but sometimes when Andy speaks in this game, I'm thinking of Veronica Taylor.
Good luck.
Okay, so this one I always played too carefully as a kid and took forever on, so we'll see how I do here. First thing I'll do is load this mech unit. I'd like to have that beard too, honestly. Troy Baker, yeah. Please. So this is a good map for teaching you about long range units and what they can hit. For example, I was tempted to take this medium, or this tank, one of these units, this recon, and kind of just see what this would do for me. Not much. But it was tempting to move to the city, because the city has a 3-star defense, which means you'll take less damage if you park a unit in the city. So I was kind of thinking about that. But I would have been in direct range of not only this artillery, but this rocket. Oh, that's both cities. So I want to stay down here for now. Roads have no defense, but our medium tank will do more than fine against that tank. Oh, I figured they just would have said something over Twitter by now. Interesting. Alright, so that one's almost out. We can park that right there to back that up. Looking at the arrangement here. I feel like these units could kind of handle down here. I usually take this tank down here, but let's put them up here. Alright, we're safe from that artillery. That wasn't as good as I wanted it to be, but that was okay. Alright, we're fine from that rocket. How much can this artillery do? Basically, we have an anti-air here, which I call artillery for some reason. It's mostly good for infantry and aerial units, and as you can see, we have no helicopters, jets, planes, or anything here. So while I could take it up here and put it down to 40, it might do a good bit back to us. But I think that's the play I'm going to need to do. Aaron Hansen's definitely max, yeah. Like, I heard him say one word in a trailer a year or so ago, and I was like, okay, that's just Eco Raptor. No doubt there. You can go this way, why not? There's an ad in under a minute, by the way. Be warned. Oh, you went for the artillery. That's interesting. Skylar voicing Sonic would make me laugh. That's the future I need. I feel like in 2034 I'll need the laugh that would give me. Did you really just move an artillery there? For reference, an artillery is a long-range unit, so it can't move up. A, it can't move and attack in the same turn. B, it can't attack anything directly next to it. Which means he basically just threw this thing at me to hit, which is interesting. Huh. Well, that's a free hit. I'm gonna go ahead and start capturing this city up here. Owned territories you can heal at, 2 hit points per turn. Income is not a factor at this point in the campaign, but you'll also get 1,000 gold per day per city. So it's good to keep that in mind. Now I can take you up here and decimate this rocket, which is good. Rockets can be a big threat in this game, if you let them be. So it's always good to take initiative in a time like that. Because he doesn't really have anything else here that can threaten this medium tank. He has his own medium tank, and it'd suck if that thing hit me first. But we are fine. bad, not bad. Okay. The one awkward spot this does leave me in, and the one thing where I'm like, I should have moved that other tank down here. I don't have anything to deal with this anti-air. But so far the AI has seemed like the original game, and for some reason they really like to focus on these transport units. Like, you can almost decoy just through stupid situations you shouldn't be able to get through, just because you can send a transport unit out and everyone will just be like, I guess we gotta go hit that thing. And then you just get to do whatever you're trying to do. So we'll see. Ooh. Kaiju Tang is Kanbei and Pro ZD is Eagle and Flak? Oh, interesting. Interesting. I kind of like that. Alright, we can take that out. I hadn't even heard any of those three characters speak so far, actually, so I'm looking forward to that. So far, though, everything seems to line up with the original game, which is kind of impressive in terms of like damage output and all that stuff, defenses. And the AI seems pretty consistent, so it feels like the meta of which COs are the best may still stick through and be the same. Like, I'm not... Time will tell if the calculations are any different anywhere, but this seems pretty faithful. JonTron voiced the toilet. Who wins?
Now I'll show you what it means to face Blue Moon. Bring on the cold. Blizzard.
I don't think this will set us back too much. So every CO has a CO power, like we said. Nell's was to make her units more lucky. Olaf brings the snow, and as far as I remember, his units still move normally when he brings in the snow, if not just in the snow outright. We will struggle with it, and our movement range is down for this turn. Which sucks, because I put him in a spot where he's retreating a lot of his units that I'd like to just knock out. That's misfortunate. You can still chase that rocket. Nope. Alright, so we have a foothold here now. Ooh, perfect. Yeah, no, climate change is a total non-issue. Everyone's figured it out. Everything's perfect and harmonious, just except for the fact that there's constant war. So if you're unfamiliar, another good thing to explain about capturing properties. Each unit has 10 hit points, so when a on-foot soldier is at full HP, they capture 10 of a city's 20 hit points. Which means on his next turn, this infantry could take that city and have a place to heal and have better defense. I don't want that. I can't fully take that unit out this turn. But I can prolong his capture by knocking him down about halfway here, which means he'd need another turn uninterrupted to capture the city after the next turn. So that's a good thing for us to do, especially in this situation where he's in our neck of the woods, right?
Ice is nice.
Oh, Somniag? Somnia GG? Somnia GG, there we go, that makes more sense. Thank you for following. Welcome. I'm fumbling my way through explaining Advanced Wars. PokeCabin must not have gotten that patch because he streamed it and Jonathan Tronathan was still there. I heard he was still there in some versions of the game, yeah. Oh, this is tough. Take out the rocket, or these anti-airs are going to be more of an issue right now, I think. We should have sent that other tank down here. That would have helped me out a lot. I made an on-the-fly decision and I'm paying for it. Oh, that's on a mountain. That's why it's doing so much less damage. All right, we're gonna see what this does. I was confused by that too. I typed in Advanced Wars a few different ways just to be sure, and yeah, no category. I really thought there would be one. Can I take you out? Oh, I can. Okay. Oh, that felt sad. I've got to make a call here. Okay. Well, if I got to get rid of one, or at least severely hamper one, I got to get the one that's endangering my troops. I might be able to... Yeah, I can make a wall right there. Not an ideal wall, but I can. And we'll see what happens with his turn. I have not even paid attention to his units in the bottom right this match. Yep, nope, I divvied them up badly for this. Okay, that's doing good at least. Alright, what can I do here? I can take you out.
Andy!
Ah! All my CL power meter is full. I think now is probably actually a really good time to use that. We gain plus 2 HP and plus 10 firepower and defense. Pretty good. No switch till May 2nd. Yeah, I was going to get a physical copy of this, but it wouldn't arrive until basically that time, apparently from Amazon, and that's where I had gift credit from. So I just went, alright, digital copy it is. So we'll get this heal going here. Very well timed. A funny thing about that floppy disk with the very legal ROM on it, it was just Visual Boy Advance and Friends of Mineral Town. That was all that was on it. I got Advanced Wars from my uncle as like a Christmas gift or birthday gift or something. He just randomly came to visit one time and just gave it to me, so I was like, alright, cool. And usually when your family gives you games, that they're not like good games, right? But in this case, I was very fortunate because obviously quite a good game to get. There we go. I may have made a mistake here because I may have wanted this mechanized troop unit to be able to around to deal with that, but oh well. Alright, so what I can think about doing now that the snow is cleared is actually send one down. Ugh, the tank healing is going to be an issue. You move. So we're going to see if we can lure him over here. I don't want him to get away with healing any of these troops, and if I send that over... But Also, he doesn't really have a lot of spaces up there to heal them. He's moving them all up there, even though he has places down here. So I guess we'll just... I need to protect that artillery. No VMU, Sonic Shuffle, and a Rugrats game? I'm very sorry. I feel thankful for having Sonic Adventure as my I don't have a VMU game, because at least that's fun to play over and over. Not great, but not the worst. Okay, it didn't do a lot of damage. That's good. Yeah, we are. Oh, you can still see through everything. That's actually kind of helpful. Yeah, okay. Alright, so he fell into my traps. We can get rid of his tank. Yeah, I think the prior game that Uncle had gotten me. He only ever got me 2 games because I'm very far away from all my family, so I didn't see them a lot. He got me that in Toy Story 1, 2 on Game Boy? It was the black cartridge. I did not enjoy that one as a kid, so when he got me this, I was like, ooh, okay. I actually like this one. Awesome. That face one, right? That's what the kids say. Oh, Tonic Trouble. That's one of those games I see people on YouTube talk about, and they never exist outside of that void. What am I doing with my life? I want to probably send him down and attack with that, right? Game Boy cards with Game Boy Color enhancements. That would make more sense. I think the only black cartridges I ever had were that and the Pokemon trading card game. So that would line up. Okay. Really the only thing I have to worry about is this medium tank. In Advance Wars, you want to try to get initiative. Because if you start a strike, you'll do a lot more damage than you take. But if someone strikes you, you'll take a lot more damage than you'll deal, obviously. In most situations. There are some certain unit mismatches where obviously if like his soldier walks up and attacks my medium tank here, he's going to have a really bad day. But when there's more even grounding, like between a tank and medium tank and stuff like that, start to be a little bit of an issue if they're attacking you first, right? So I'm kind of just looking at how I can draw this medium tank out. So that way I can at least try to get it in range of this artillery. His medium tank is pretty mighty and scary in Advance Wars 1. But against range units, they can take a bit of a beating. Sonic Advance, Rayman Advance, and Pokemon Silver. Not bad though, not bad. Should have looked at the calculations on this. Okay, not bad, not bad. Oh really? Man, I thought I'd be able to go get that. I think the other game I got from a relative. My sister got me Smash Brothers. Like OG Smash Brothers as a kid. because I come from a weird family where my brother and sister are like 20 years older than me. So that was pretty cool. I was always renting that game from the local game rental store, so I think Mom was just like, if you want to get him something, get him that. Yep, can't move to that city. And that's everything we got. Oh. You got an ad for Dick's Sporting Goods and a tourism ad for Cleveland before entering the stream. Just come to Ohio, bro. What are you doing? What do you do? Why would you... I mean, I can't return fire, but why would you do that? At least this makes more sense. I mean, you're still shoveling your units toward my grouping there, which doesn't make sense, but at least that makes more sense. Alright, well, we can kill that. Ohio's radioactive right now. I've only grown a 6th finger since going there recently. It's not that bad, dude. I wish I had my affairs in a better order to where I could 2-prong this rocket. Because I can send a unit or 2 over there, but either way, it's going to be kind of devastating to either one. I need to tempt this medium tank. That's the main issue I have right now. Ohio's where the Oblongs take place. I think I have a very vague memory of seeing that on Adult Swim like once. I had to be careful with this infantry, because sometimes they will just latch on to infantry and go for them instead, which is not ideal. Alright, so there's that sorted. Alright, let's see what he does. Okay, that's what I thought. So as you can see, he knocked our medium tank down halfway. So generally you don't want to let him do that, but sometimes...
Don't worry, Spyro, I won't be needing any more of your money.
Yo, Mykonos. How's it going? This is Joey. Got a minute? Do you know how expensive overseas calls are? Remember my super cool Rattata? My Rattata is different from regular Rattata. It's like my Rattata is in the top percentage of all Rattata. Alright, later.
Rattata. Thank you, Joey. Thank you for giving the long distance call all the way over here in Wars World. Why is Moneybags T-posing? Well, look. He has your money and he's happy, and he's asserting dominance. You know? What more do you need? Oh, Joey. Those Bulbapedia quotes, I feel like there's a lot more of them than we realize. I think he can keep going for quite a while if he wants, which is a little concerning. Can I take you out? Alright, here's our plan. Knock these corpses against those corpses and hope. There we go. What's up, Harry? So far, I'm winning the war. I am doing a war live on stream. Please cover this map in snow.
Stand the cold. Blizzard.
I mean, he's got to try something, but, you know, it's not like he can hit the yield option. Damn. Okay. That's not bad. Can't really chase that well either. That is bothersome timing for that though, not gonna lie. That really could have waited another turn or two and I would have been happy. Really gotta weigh my options here. I guess I'll move you there so I can keep my 5% per turn against it, right? Ow. That was my funny bone on the door handle. Ah! Compared to the originals, it is basically the original game, which is great. It means if you have access to the original games, you probably don't really need this, but it's just cool to kind of have Advance Wars back. It doesn't really add anything that I think makes it a must-buy if you're just looking between one or the other. There's some nice stuff, like being able to zoom out. There's online play that's not very robust. But for the most part, the original Advance War games were really solid. Like, there wasn't really a lot you could do unless you just wanted to bring in elements from later entries, like other commanding officers and stuff. And, like, that might have been kind of neat, but at the same time, you know. But they don't desecrate the originals at all. They feel like a pretty reasonable update in terms of like presentation stuff, so yeah. I got it because, oh my god, it's been like 10 years since one of these came out, if not more, but I was about to say, I don't imagine a seasoned Advanced War veteran would need it, but they're probably buying it just hoping to get another one. Or it's just so they can buy an Advanced War game again. Hey, we won!
I lost again. Where in the world are you?
I'm Andy, I'm 8 years old, and I commit crimes. Very lighthearted, considering all the lives we just lost, you know. It is part of the weird balance, at least Advance Wars 1 hit, of like, oh, it's a war game, but also everything's bright and cartoony and shiny, and tee-hee-hee, you're Nell's grandpa. So you learn to go with it at a point. Oh.
Look who's here.
Oh. Well, the original game would not tell you, I don't think, when you got new shop items, so that's helpful.
Rat!
Easy there. I heard you the first time, old bearded one.
Bearded one. Why you?
I always imagine them over the radio together, right? But I guess if they know each other's communication channel, that raises a lot of issues, but don't worry about it.
Uh-huh. Hang on there.
Grit's pretty good. Just That's true. We just see the tanks blow up, but we don't see anyone dead, so... Now, they can see each other. You know, there's like binoculars, right? Maybe it makes sense. Oh, God. So this is Grit. I think Grit is still a top-tier commanding officer in the Advanced Wars meta. He's a long-range specialist, which means if someone's just spamming rockets and the like and knows what they're doing, he's pretty good, which makes this a fun mission to deal with. Do we have bases now? Oh, right, yes, we get bases this mission, which is... thank God. Oh dear. Holy shit, you're an idiot. Alright, basically she's telling us we could buy stuff. Certain spaces, called the bases, you can go through and just buy whatever you can afford. We have access to every ground unit in the game, which is kind of neat. It's not like they lock things off as you get through later in the campaign. Like, if it's in the game right now, you can use it. This doesn't count for any of the Advanced Wars 2 specific units, though. I'm guessing they kept those barricaded off to that campaign, which makes sense. Okay. Lots of fun thing. There is no Japanese version of this remake. This game hasn't released in Japan and hasn't been announced for a release in Japan, so... maybe they'll get it someday, but right now it doesn't seem like they're going to. It's weird how Japan only this series was just for the flip-flop and kind of become a Western-only series. I'm guessing it's also part of the reason why we never got, say, better Advanced Wars representation in Smash, right? Alright, so we can put one like right here, put you right here. That's for that. You can start spamming up there with infantry, which we'll need to do. Or even assist trophies, yeah.
Awesome speed.
We got the one Advanced Wars assist trophy in Brawl, and a couple like actual trophies in across like Smash Brawl and I think Smash 3DS specifically. I have it written down somewhere, but yeah. I always immediately liked Grit when I played this game as a kid, because he's on the enemy side, but he just is not committed at all to them. Like, he's very laissez-faire. He's like, I guess I'll do it if you're bothering me, but I'm not going to actually care about what I'm doing. Oh yeah, the spirits. Is Advanced 1 or 2 considered better? I never actually got to play much of 2. I think people prefer it just because it is very much Advanced Wars 1, but more. Like, there's more units, there's more COs. Just about everything that was in the first game comes back in the second game, you know? So, it's just kind of one of those things where 2 was the first game, but with a different campaign and better. 2 took the style slightly darker, and I kind of preferred 1 style, which is more what they stay in tune with here. But aside from that, being an actual game, I think 2 is generally considered the better one. We have an ad starting soon again, by the way.
Okay.
I just remember from my time in 2, like immediately in the campaign, I was doing things other than capture the HQ or defeat all the enemy units, which is great, because so much of this campaign really is just that, which is great, it's fine. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, but the variety is nice. like actually examine what we got here. Regular tank, artillery, recon, regular tank, rocket, medium tank. Okay. So I think at this point, I want far-reaching units that can still pack a punch, which means I probably just want to spam regular tanks for a while. There's a world where I'd maybe want recons, but they can't cross the river or this mountain range to get up here, so pop him in, continue that capture. This recon makes what I want to do here tricky. Because there's a world where I plop this transport unit here and then unload the infantry right here. That way I can capture the city. And they'll probably focus on a transport unit, considering the AI is like the original game. But there's a chance this recon just comes down here and just destroys my infantry unit. I'm gonna hold off one more turn. So another thing I have to balance and keep in mind with Grit here is that his CO power gives an extra tile of range to all of his indirect combat units and makes them stronger. He really sent the recon in there, huh? Okay, that actually works out great for me. But basically, I have to keep that in mind, because the gauge fills as you take damage, and sometimes, actually I think always, it fills up more when you're taking damage. So if I'm like sweeping the floor with him, he's going to get access to his abilities sooner than later. So I have to keep that in mind and balance it. This remaster theme is good. Honestly, I've been pretty happy with all the music so far. Everything feels kind of right, you know? Which, considering how often I listen to that weird GBA Sound Fun version of this music, says a lot that I think it's so good here for sure. Like, it feels right. I don't want to sacrifice this tank, but I think I have to just to get things moving here. So he can't return fire on that one, and he can't even... Oh wait, he can. Shit. Always pay attention to what you're doing. Thankfully, we're early on here, especially, so simple dumb mistakes like that are more than fine. I'm thinking about an option I have here. Two mix and infantry. I guess I can just keep... I was thinking I could situate an artillery along the shore here, or even save up for a rocket and have a lot of help dealing with those things, but that's a lot of money for focusing on that. I might still do it just to see what happens. Because my game plan on this mission was always just make a bunch of infantry and just float them up there, and eventually, through sheer attrition, that problem solves itself, but... Yeah, no, exactly. Like, it feels very thoughtful. It doesn't feel like they've really tried to change the spirit of any music I've heard so far. They've kind of logically done everything. Was that really in range? Oh my god, the rocket. Ah, no! Shit. Focused on the transport, though. So I think the lesson can prevail. If you're facing an AI in Advanced Wars, Send out a transport unit as a decoy. It will work. If you actually absolutely have to do something, you can do that. Okay, so what I can do here, I don't have a great option either way, actually. But I can hog these city spaces at worst and make him spend more of his time trying to deal with them. This infantry's going to get floundered too, I can already tell. Right? Yeah, there's like extra little military-esque percussion. Something I really like also is that if you examine a unit, more of the instruments fade away, and you're kind of left with more of a focused track while you look at all this stuff and think about what you need to do, right? A lot of very nice and smart, like, audio design decisions. Let's make that to deal with these infantry and just see how that goes. Gotta sneeze. I didn't want that to sound so panicked, but it did. Alright, back on the city you go. Yeah, here it comes. 6, not so bad. It could have went worse. It's going worse. Okay. Gotta say, I thought that was gonna wipe it out. I guess that plays into the other part of Grit though. His direct combat isn't as powerful. So you do get things like you're seeing now where with other COs, some of these attacks would have wiped out these units, but they don't here. So we will, of course, take that. And solar wind things, interesting, interesting. So the advantage of this map, since we're still in the tutorial technically, he doesn't have a base. So no matter what, as long as we play relatively okay here, we will come out on the other end of this. This feels like our play. Oh! Let me bump into my desk and shake everything. Alright, we got this one. I guess, depending on how you look at it, the biggest thing I could say in favor of this remake so far is that I'm kind of just playing Advance Wars. I'm not really thinking about like the visuals or anything anymore, right? I'm kind of just playing Advance Wars and kind of getting right back into it. Hasn't really missed a beat for me. Now granted, I sampled most of the series recently for something. So it's not like I was away all that time, but kind of just back into it. This is going to be bad though.
but you've left me no choice.
Imagine just playing a game for fun. Never! We're here for the content, baby.
Attack.
Ah, that's goofy. I like it. Oh, that's such a crazy range. If we're talking little things, though, something this remake will have just by virtue of the assets already existing, I guess. These little reactions they do in the battles, Advance Wars 2 didn't have that for some reason. So if you look at that and think, oh, that's neat, I'm pretty sure the Advance Wars 2 portion here will have that, which, thank goodness. That did feel a little empty when I went and sampled that a while back. It kind of wallets me down in the bottom right. Kind of thought I had this going. And if I give chase, yeah, he's just set up to decimate me.
Time for a tune-up.
I gotta pop this and see what happens.
Hyper repair. %. Oh wait, I want. That's just me messing up. Oops. Alright, so he doesn't have this artillery anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. 2 rockets, a medium tank, and a tank. God dang it. What the hell? 12-6. Alright, this thing has crazy range because he's still cooked up from his power. I'm just gonna keep spamming tanks, I guess, see where that gets me. Oh, it's a little sad for his turn, and yeah, that music remix is great. Alright, let's see. I can get initiation on this rocket. I think I have to. I think I just need to just rip this band-aid off and just get going up there. I'm gonna pay for it. But it's that or spend a lot of time building up a force and then moving them all the way over there, right? So... do some fast forwarding here. Alright, good. Don't have to worry about that. We can take that tank out next turn. Oh, it doubles. Or not doubles, it gives 2 extra?
Goodness gracious, no wonder.
Oh dear.
Oh, here it comes. Oh. Okay, this is going worse than I thought it would. Well, that tank's gone. Oh. Okay. We can merge units. That gets them back to full. It counts that as a used turn, but I think we'll need that at this point. Alright, he's blocked off. We can start doing stuff up there. Battalion Wars is a spin-off. Technically, it's in a weird middle ground kind of place. It was announced as an Advance Wars entry, and then they kind of changed their mind, but then it came out in Japan and it was still an Advance Wars entry technically by name. In universe, there's not really any relation to characters or anything like that. It's kind of just a war game, but you know, due to circumstances, it kind of straddles that weird line where it is related but also isn't. So that one's kind of up to personal interpretation, I think. Right, well, we'll just keep shoveling more tanks up there and see what happens. I almost bought it as a kid, just because, like, in Nintendo Power, the magazine, it was billed as an Advance Wars game, kind of, right? Like, they were saying, like, oh, it's like one of those, and I was like, well, I do like Advance Wars, but even just from the screenshots, I just never really had much of an interest in it. But granted, I was also dumb with games growing up. Like, I was very judgmental. Like, if something just didn't immediately feel right to me, I wasn't into it. Which is why I never played another Advance Wars after Advance Wars 1 for a long time. Because the art style kept trending kind of darker and moodier over time. And for some reason, that just didn't sit with me. So... And then I went back to them recently and just kind of tried each one of them. And I was like, oh, these are all really cool and great. Why didn't I play any of these? Oh. Good thing all these games died because no one bought them. Oh. Oops. This rocket. I can... Ooh. Yep, no, here we go. Artillery has medium tank. We got it. We'll just bring him right on out. I especially didn't understand games back then. I was real dumb. I was very, very, very dumb. I still have a bit of that. I still have to fight that in myself sometimes, just being so stupid. I'm still capturing these. I don't need to do this up here anymore. Yeah, more tanks. Why not? Well. Oh. Now that I brought this up, it says Visual A. You might think, oh, I can change the graphics. No, this is just disables the animations to make it smoother or quicker. You can also reset turn? That's a new option. Oh. It's kind of cool, actually. Huh.
Let's move out.
Unit overview, that's back. Oh, I hadn't looked at any of this. Okay. This looks familiar. This is either from the GBA game or Super Famicom Wars. This like layout. I've seen this recently. Cool. The last one was kind of just brown. Yeah, it was an intentional decision they made, and I get why they made it. They wanted to kind of do something different. They kind of wanted to try to appeal to a different base, I guess, because it wasn't appealing to enough people anyway. And like, it doesn't look bad. I think they have the King of Fighters artist doing like character design and key art on Days of Ruin. And like, it looks good. It's just as a dumb kid, I was like, that's not the cartoony game I like. They made it serious. So it's kind of dead on arrival for me growing up, unfortunately. It made some interesting gameplay changes now that I'm like an adult and looking at it. Like your CO was like an active unit on the battlefield in Days of Ruin. So they actually have impact on the battlefield beyond just like an overarching pro-con kind of structure. It's interesting. That one I need to play some more, I think, sometime. I was hoping that would do a little more than it did, but it didn't. Oh boy. Dual Strike though, that was the first DS one. It was still full of color. It looked a lot like this one still. Like when I say things got darker, I mostly just mean the character portraits and design and stuff like that. Oh, that hurts. Oh, that hurts. Oh no. Well, at least it has 2 hit points left. This might work out. Yeah, like I look at it now and like objectively that is just great art. I was just a dumb kid. Alright. We're getting somewhere here at least. Medium tank, oh.
Don't worry, Spyro. I won't be needing any more of your money.
Scared the crap out of me.
Jazz Jack Rabbit.
Unfortunately, it's not Jazz Jack Rabbit. I had to take a break from the Jazz Jack Rabbit streaming for a bit. You know, when you're jacking day in, day out, you kind of gotta give yourself a little reprieve, you know what I mean? I think it would just actively behoove me to attack that thing. Closed captioning. Do I have closed captioning? Let's take a look. Do I have closed captioning? Where do you even do this? Quality advanced? Not under advanced. Oh my god, of course, it's a Twitch feature that's buried under setting after setting and menu. That's why I don't know about it. It's an extension in your Twitch account. That's something I probably looked at and I was like, oh, closed captioning, of course I'll turn that on, and just never thought about it again. Oh wow, would you look at that? To use the extension, please go to cc.alejo.io/guide. We're just going to turn that off for now. Whoops. It's gone forever. It's never coming back. Ever. Thank you, Moriarty, for pointing that out. I don't look at my stream on my stream, so I probably would have just went years without ever knowing that if you hadn't mentioned that. Let's just see what happens if I do this. I didn't take any damage? Really? Wow. Okay. Cool. It's pretty dang happy for a game about war, I'll tell you that much. Alright, well the good news is, since I popped my CO power, my defense is okay. I just gotta work through this tank, and then I basically have the keys to the kingdom here. I hit the wrong square. Only works for the streamer? Yeah, that doesn't sound that useful then, does it? I've seen decent closed captioning solutions. I just turned that one on and no one ever mentioned it. And I never thought about it again, so I was like, I guess it's okay. I guess that's working. Can I make a pog face of myself? It's gotta be that or strong handshake, right? One or the other. Oh. The rocket unit kind of blended in there. I was like, why have I not won? There's no way I can hide to approach this guy. Should I be on a background? Or no background? Hold on. Something easily transparentable, right? I haven't done this. Unlike Justin, I don't have experience doing this. There, how's that? That'll work. And again, just to remind everyone, this isn't my room. This is another default background template. If you like it, you can probably get it somewhere. I have an ad starting in 15 seconds, apparently. Please run for the hills. Sticks and twigs? Well, he has a unit left, so... He doesn't have a good choice to make here. So I understand attacking the one with the lowest defense. I would have thought he would have went for the one that's like right up on him though. No, doesn't matter. Yeah, Pokemon crap, Yakuza games, Sonic and Shadow, in front of the White House, you name it, you can have it. Okay. I was thinking this wouldn't defeat him. Because sometimes you get into an awkward thing in campaign missions where they're not going to yield. They're never going to say, there's no way I can realistically win this, I give up. But sometimes you can't finish them off. So you have to go another turn of them just sitting there. In this case, unable to do anything literally because nothing is in range for him to attack. So you just kind of sit there and wait for them to do their turn so you can get back to your turn and actually finish the fight.
Call me Junior.
That's the spirit.
Right, your spirit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's because I'm Grit, you see. You know. I mean, if you hadn't considered it, I'm Grit. So that's why this is happening.
Well.
I did that mission very badly.
Stop calling me Junior.
Scoring's still generous, just like the original game. That was a pretty bad playthrough. But the only thing that really dinged me was that I lost so many units. Apparently that was speedy enough for 90 points, so... You want my PS2 Yakuza game? Well, I'd grab it for you, but this isn't a real background, but I'll get it for you at some point. It's a good game. It's not quite chess, but... Oh. Oh, he's gonna keep doing this, huh? Oh, that was quick. Okay. Sluppy's Uncle Gritty. They do animate like that. Yeah. It's like the one weird thing. Especially when you do get the big booby characters, you're just kind of like, wait, what am I looking at again? But...
How interesting.
What did we say earlier? Kaiji Tang is Eagle? Is that what we said earlier? No. Pro ZD is Eagle and Flak. Right. Kaiji Tang is Kanbei. Yeah, okay. I just had to listen to that and I was like, what? Justin, you sound like Pro ZD.
Commander.
They're all green. Now I know the Green Earth tribe gang war nation is around here somewhere, but we don't know if it's them.
Andy. No.
Justin, you already have a thriving voice acting career as the angry bad gamer. So this is where we get our air units introduced. I told Nell at the start of the game I'd played Advance Wars before, so I don't think she's forcing the tutorials on us. Got a lot of jet units here. A bomber, helicopter. Eagle's specialty is air units, as you may have been able to put together. And his CO power lets all of his units go a second time, which is quite a bother. Maybe I should have shitposted on Vine. Yeah, that's a thought I have often. Alright, so they're letting me have some gimmies here, but they also want me to throw this helicopter here, so that can be in danger. Actually, it can come right down on an anti-air, can't it? I already fell for the trap. So that can go there. Good news is if he does that, we can just have this missile here for it. Not bad. Okay. So the game really starts opening up once it gives you access to air units. There are also naval units, which leads to some fun stuff. Naval units aren't that great in Advance Wars as it turns out, but it's still fun to mess around with them. Basically around this mission is when I think the game starts getting good, so to speak. But as far as this map goes, he has a unit here that's going to capture this base, and that's going to be a little annoying. But for the most part, what we want to do is bait his jets here and his bomber, which can be devastating. All of these units specifically, well, actually, no. The only thing we really care about is baiting this bomber out of here into range of our missiles and this helicopter down. It'd be great if we could get rid of these two. But if you'll notice, his HQ is here. There's not a lot he has going on to stop us from, say, taking our transport copter, parking it right here to stop any incoming ground units, and then just taking over the HQ. That's kind of the idea behind this map. There's a long, twisty road if you don't go that route. And that's where some of these things like this base up here become more of an issue. But for the most part, that's kind of what you want to focus on with this one. It's a reminder that of the two usual mission clear objectives, sometimes it's good to do the HQ capture. I think I want another APC transport, and I picked artillery. I guess it's a good time to try the new feature, huh? Are there boats? Yes, there are transport ships. There are anti-submarine units, which can also have helicopters parked in it. Submarines, which can submerge underwater. Ranged battleships, which you can control around through the water and attack units on land with. And I think that's all of them in this game. There's like one or two more added in 2 that I might be conflating with. So I'm not saying anything there, but... Minkus fans everywhere. He's here right now. Oh, God. This is a good one to get. If you're wanting to put your toe in the water, you should play Advance Wars. It is just actually genuinely a great game. And you happen to get 2 of them with this, so... Was that donkey? Oh, if I was donkey, let me tell you. Let me tell you. Nope. Is Super Famicom Wars on Japanese Switch Online? Oh my god, I gotta switch to that account. A cool thing about gaining some Advanced Wars literacy, so to speak, it gets real easy to go back to Famicom and Super Famicom Wars. They've never been translated. Well, they have, but even if you don't do that, it's still very easy to kind of thumb your way through and figure out what you're doing if you want to go back and play them. There are some fan translations. I meant to say they've never been officially translated. APC. There's the one we wanted. Why does the internet not like Donkey? I don't watch everything on the internet. I don't know. Oh, he's a very influential content creator who routinely puts out things that can be shielded as, oh, I was just joking, even if they're maybe kind of harmful opinions or whatever. I don't know. He said some things. Moriarty doesn't like him because he fell asleep watching one of his videos. Can I? Yes, I can. Look at this. This is the first time we can really use missile units. They are fantastic, but they can only target air units. So they have a very specific purpose, and they're very good at that specific purpose. But they can't move far, and you kind of got to keep an eye on them usually. That's kind of the downfall of that. gotta be careful here. I can damage one of these. They can't return fire on me. Only very specific units can attack aerial units that aren't copters. So for those bomber and these jets here, only anti-air missiles or other jets can attack them. Bombers can't even attack other aerial units. So you gotta be careful. It does mean they can't counterattack, so if I do move forward with this anti-air, I can only inflict damage. I can't take any damage from it. But it's part of the little whatchamacallit you gotta keep in mind. When the jets move far, like they can get this transport copter, and then I'm smoked because there's no airports in this map to build more air units with. And my strategy relies on getting over to that HQ, so I'm actually going to step this back a bit. And they can attack this copter here, so I'll put him here. And just kind of see what they do, right? Like they... Oh, they still can. What if I put you there? Can you go over there still? No, you can't. Aha! Haha! Alright, perfect. And they can't do anything to my anti-airs, so I'll just park these here for now. I'm afraid to like move anything. I don't want to accidentally move a unit and give them access to this copter over here again. I think we're good. Main objective for me right now is capturing this base so I can make units down here. Because that's a long way for them to travel from this one base right here. Alright, let's see what he does. My Advanced Wars living decks. Oh, goodness. That'd be a lot simpler to do, at least. Oh. I didn't think about his battlecopter. I kind of forgot about it. The threat of his jets was so much higher to me. He just gave me that. Why did he just give me that? Why did... Yeah, I can just smoke it. It's all good, Nick. No worries. I'm just out here smoking and getting smoked. Yeah, so this is a benefit to me. Because I can't send my anti-airs over to attack them now, obviously. They're over the water. But a partially damaged fighter jet can't take down a copter, and especially in this instance where they're both very damaged, I'm safe to move this now. I don't have to worry. I can even move you out here and start this fight. Let Nick cook. Exactly. Whoa. So you're kind of seeing the ebb and flow if you're unfamiliar. You want to take initiative as much as possible, but you also got to keep yourself keep your eyes peeled, because it's very easy to overextend yourself in Advanced Wars and pay the price for it, as I do quite often because I'm not good at this game. I like it, but I'm not good at it. Alright, cool. Move. I can immediately get a move on up here and just kind of start cooking over here.
Ice is
Ooh.
nice.
Hi, Chaos Parasite. Hello, 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 hello. Oop. Let's move you here. Supply the missile. What do I need? A tank would cover the distance over there and be kind of useful. You guys don't use eye peelers? Now, speaking of overextending yourself and paying the price, he has access to his power, which will let him move everything twice. So if he uses that, he can destroy that transport copter and destroy my strategy. And I moved in range of his bomber without thinking about it.
For what you've done to Green Earth, I won't hold back. Lightning drive.
Maybe he'll want to attack my battlecopter instead? Oh, it hurts. Oh, it hurts. Yep, that was dumb. Now I have to actually play this map. Ah. But, great example here of how they will focus on the transport units above all else. Even when there's other logical things for them to hit.
Dear.
I have not played XCOM, no.
Oh no.
It's on my list to try at some point.
No?
Alright, so let's get this going. The thing is, like, he can generate units soon, but only ground units. They're not very effective otherwise. So, like, once we have his aerial units out of the way, there's really not a lot to worry about here. And he can only generate 1 unit at a turn, whereas we can generate 2. So, no matter what, with enough time, we'll get through this. Also, my air conditioning's on, so if you're hearing that, oop. It should be off in a few minutes, of course. So fast forward feature's nice. Is it that bad? Let me see. Hey. Oh. Yeah. First you come in here and destroy my closed captionings and now my air conditioner? I should say, well, Moriarty's here. In 1 hour 40 minutes. Let me prepare the shout out. He, alongside Nico and Wolf Chaos On, will be ranking a number of the Now That's What I Call Music albums. I forget how many they're going to do, but it's the first, like, 25? Is that what you guys are doing? But should be fun. I would suggest listening into that one, if nothing else, just to hear Nico's weird opinions on things. He's got good music opinions, but I'm sure he'll say one thing at the least that makes you go, how on earth does a human being come to this conclusion? I'm gonna be there? I guess I won't be there. I'm gonna save this heal, actually. That's a weird change this remake makes. And it makes kind of some sense. In the original game, as you do damage to a bomber, they'll drop less bombs when they attack. So for example, with 2 or under hit points in the original game that would have just dropped 1 bomb. In that one, he still dropped the whole payload and then did 1 damage. So, interesting little change. But we can take him out. Red Alert 2. Command and Conquer is something I'd like to put more time into also. How about that cool remaster they made, which was like such an awesome remaster of that game. Even Unfamiliar, I could tell that was like a really cool thing. Played a few missions. I was really liking it. Then I just stopped. So at some point I want to circle back around to those. What do I want right now? He's making a medium tank up here. So I'm going to want something to deal with that at some point. Let's make a ranged unit for now, see how that goes. PvP Generals game with you? I think Justin would be into it as well. Justin seems down for these kind of games. If 4-player works, I'm sure we could rope Kevin into it too. Maybe. But then again, Kevin might be like, oh, I'm busy, and then vanish for a week. Let's do this. If I do that, he'll move this down. Let's do this. Not that I thought there was any danger of them changing it, but I like that they kept all the unique vehicle designs per nation. Like Green Earth has their own little tank designs, which is pretty neat if you compare it to the orange Red Star Army, whatever they're using in this game. I just think it's neat. I like it. Alright, I think that's all I should do. If there's one thing I've ever wanted to be, it's probably the GLA. Oh, he's cooking up there, huh? I think we got to keep in mind for a battlecopter also. Ground units can refuel at cities, HQs, bases. They have options. Battlecopters have to fuel back up and heal on an airport space. That's all they get. Same for naval units. You'll get little seaports and stuff like that. Just seaports, actually. They can only go there. Naval units can also park on shores, which there aren't any in this map, I don't think. But they don't get any benefit from doing so. But we have limited use with this battlecopter, and we got to make good use of it, so I got to be careful. And if a unit runs out of fuel, it just explodes on the spot. So I got to be careful not to move this around too much either. These generally long games are short. I think if you really learn what you're doing, maybe like 15 hours per, but that's just campaign. Like if we're talking like I want to do all the missions in the war room and get good ranks on them and stuff like that, then it kind of starts to balloon up and you'll be spending a lot of time with this game. That's one thing I like about it. You can kind of do as much or as little as you want. If you're just looking at campaign, you'll get a pretty good time out of it. There's so much extra stuff you can dig into. trying to look at what he's doing here. He's building a pretty decent little thing for himself here. So I'm going to save up for rockets. That's the one thing he doesn't have that I feel like will give me an edge. AK-47s for everyone. I mean, honestly, that would really resonate in this country. Alright, so our funds are going up. We're capturing cities. Each city we capture and hold gives us an extra 1,000 gold a turn. So that's a good thing that we are doing. Still wish we hadn't lost that transport copter, but what are you going to do? I'm going to swap these real quick. And as long as he goes into this space, then we can kind of start to do something here. Oh! Perfect, perfect, perfect. Alright, cool. This is working. Get our rockets. Alright, cool. Now we just gotta slowly push through this map, basically. Another thing to point out, if you're unfamiliar with the game, that is like a very dumb strategic decision, but it does help. We have this base of his that we're going to be dealing with for the next few turns here, and it's a bit of an issue. If there's a unit on a base, it can't make another unit. That unit has to move off of the base. Which means that we can put our unit on his base, and it is useless. So if we get to a point where, let's say our transport dies, and it's just too cumbersome to get another infantry unit up there to try to capture it, we can just park a unit on it, and he can't make any more units. That didn't do anything. Wait, no! No! That's not what I wanted! Okay. Yeah, I think I can officially say I'm glad there's a reset turn option here. Okay. That's handy. I can actually... I should pop my power just to help us out here. What am I making for dinner? Honestly, I haven't thought about it. That's a great question. I don't know. I might just make a little peanut butter sandwich and go light. I might be one of those people tonight. A cooked peanut butter sandwich, if you will. Alright, that worked out splendidly, actually. If he had a lot more units there, this rocket would be in an amazing spot. But I don't want to stop making units here, so I'm going to move that. I was just admiring my setup here, because I can knock this medium tank out. It's done for. This infantry is on the road, so I can just send this over and knock it out in one hit. I can send this over. And then this can basically finish it off. Awesome. This was a really efficient turn now that I didn't goof it up. Cool. Awesome. He has a missile here. That's only good against aerial units, so as long as I don't move this helicopter in these red spaces, we're good. He's going to send this down, but it's not going to do much. Cool beans. Another good plus of the transport unit, anything up, down, left, right of it gets resupplied at the start of your next turn. It costs you some money, but you know, no health restore, but stuff like ammunition, fuel. Pretty handy. That was the right call for him to make. That would do more damage than it would to my tank. But I also still have a tank there. So... what can I do? There's nothing else really handy this tank can do this turn, so I'm just going to move him in here and just bop on that. Is this a regular tank? Yes, okay. Okay. I'll take initiative on that tank just to... Well, that all sounds great. I don't have a lot of that stuff right now, but that sounds great. I'll go make it soft or crunchy. I'm not against the crunchy taco, you know what I mean? But I like it more when it's soft, I think. So I'm gonna say smooth and hope that basically means soft. Why does it look like I'm losing horribly here? It's a good question. It might be just because... Well, actually, I have no idea why it looks that way, but I'm doing well. I am pushing back against his soul unit generating point, and I'm working my way up through this map over to his headquarters over here. He is losing ground and units every turn, so I'm doing pretty good, all things considered. I fudged this up to not have an optimal strategy. Yeah, I'm red. Don't worry, I'm the red side. So we are doing okay here. That's his last anti-air on the map right now. What happens if I... Will that kill that tank? I think that kills that tank. Let's move you to a defensive spot. Yeah, no, I'm not green, don't worry. You would think green would be like the this is your side color though, right? Green usually means go, good, but nah, we're red. Can move this in and maybe self-destruct this tank accidentally. What happens here in this matchup? Not bad, okay. I think we've done enough here to where this battlecopter can finish this off. Nope, never mind. It can't. Start moving this copter this way. I think at this point I can just spam regular tanks and I've got this. Ooh. That did more than I thought it was going to. I hope it's good to listen to me suck on this thing every time I drink, by the way. It's a really fun game. Like, there's enough depth here without being just completely overwhelming or hard to learn. Like, it's very simple to pick this game up and just kind of go with it. It's very fun. Even if you just want to sail the 7 seas and maybe accidentally come upon this game in a treasure chest, let's say, and just kind of give it a few turns. And just kind of see how you feel about it, you know, it's worth it. The original games still hold up. Like, this is a nice remake, but they are... It's just like a nice extra little bit over like a very solid foundation. Like, there's basically nothing really wrong with the original games outside of like maybe some design and balance stuff, right? But it's still totally fun. And those things are still carried through here, apparently. Like, everything about the way this game is behaving lines up, so, you know. Alright, so I can give that forest space to someone that'll use it better. Slorp. $25% on the medium tank sounds okay. I could do worse with this. I only took 1.5 back? Alright, cool. Another thing I thought about doing was just taking this battle copter and dealing with this lone tank that's just waiting for someone to activate it over here, but I think when I need to deal with that, we'll be in a position to. So if I move this APC here, drop you off, I can move this rocket in and then basically just begin to wipe the floor. Alright, we're good. This mission's done. We just gotta wait for it to actually finish, basically. Can't do anything useful with you. If I can either finish this off or block the road here. Which, unless his medium tank wants to focus on that battlecopter, it might prompt him to move this medium tank down into rocket range, and then I'm basically entirely set. But he can move twice now, so that may mess with this a little bit, actually. I think he just went inside my rocket range. Okay, so they'll focus on infantry units still.
Speed is the lifeblood of battle.
Thank you, ProZD.
Lightning drive.
So he's going to move his one unit again. The one he's actually using. Great. Okay. There we go. Fun stalemate up there. If I keep that helicopter there, he's clearly not going to make any anti-air units to deal with that. So, unless he eventually does, there's a world where I can just kind of block his unit generation off here and just go for the HQ. That would take a lot more time, but it's interesting that I could do that. Can't use my rocket on him like I wanted, but he did move into the way of my other long range, so neat. Alright, well, that's his biggest threat dealt with. Next thing I gotta look out for is that. What can I do here? I'm gonna bum rush that base. I can throw enough at that place over there to not actually have to worry about any of this to any degree. We need to take initiative on this tank. Get the rockets in closer. Start to refuel ourselves here. We are set. Make another APC. How about that? Ah.
Drat.
Ah, medium tank, of course. Okay. Can't fire anything from there. Alright, so my plan now is basically just to build a wall of things for him to have to waste his time going through. And then to load up with range units on his way in. And then this medium tank to finish the job once he's in there. And I just have to deal with that tank that's been sitting up there useless at the top right, and then we're good. We have enough for another medium tank, so I think we'll do that. And we'll just start holding down the fast forward button, because this one's kind of already decided. Alright, so what I'd want to do... Rocket on the medium tank. Half damage, pretty good all things considered. This medium tank feels more useless than any of his other units here, so I just want to know... let's just hit this one. Why not? Pull you out. Send you in. Start capturing that. Oh, oh, oh. Seems like where I'm going this map. Not a soul will breathe. Not even most of my people at this point. Oops. I'll start dealing with this issue over here. When will he... Oh. He might actually get drawn in by that. This might work. Alright, cool. Leave some alive to tell the tale. Yeah. Oh, trust me, other people hear it. Why would you make a mech? What? Out of all the things you could have made, you made that? Alright.
I can fix any. Hyper repair.
Nice golden bolt logo there. It'd be cool if that refueled units too, but I guess that'd be a little too good, huh? Why does Andy sound like he's 12? Great question. He is a kid. I don't know if he's like teenage, almost adult kid, or like just turned teenage kid, but that is a thing. He does sound very young though, for sure. I was surprised by how young he sounded. One more. And they give him an army, yeah. No, he is straight up determining the lives of others. Ooh. Will Chekhov's gun come into play via that explanation I made a bit ago? Let's see. Can I move the APC onto that base? Yep, we're good. We're set. We win. That's all we needed. I mean, look, sometimes you gotta use what you gotta use to get things done, you know what I mean? So, no judgment here. Wait. And we won! That's all it took.
Lost?
If I hadn't fudged that transport copter, that would have been done a lot sooner.
No!
Oh, the Phantom Pain child soldiers.
Don't play dumb with me.
Huh? Oh.
Don't worry, it's all laissez-faire. Everything's fine. Everyone's friends.
At least you got my name right.
Don't think about all the people that died. That's still an A rank? Good God, what do you have to do to get under an A rank? Oh, did I move my camera? Since like earlier? Probably. If you mean since last time, definitely. The GBA game was pretty lenient, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it.
Look who's here.
I just thought I did way worse on that one. What's with that flag over there,
Sorry
I wonder?
to keep you waiting.
Ego Raptor!
I'm Max, a CO in the Orange Star Army.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Not to tease without
That's right.
pleasing,
I'm not
as we're
saying I'm
introduced to
perfect.
split missions,
Why focus on
where
the
you pick
negatives?
one and then follow through that path.
It's time to choose the
But
next
I
path.
have gone long enough here. I gotta have some time to get ready for an FTCR recording in a bit. So I am going to wrap up here officially and look for someone to send you people to. Of course, don't forget that there should be a pretty fun Crub stream in a little over an hour. No one's on? Okay, well make sure to come by Crub_official in about an hour. Okay? If you don't, I'll know. I will know, so make sure you're there. I'll be looking at the online viewers to see if you're all there. I'm joking. Okay, have a good night. Thanks for joining me. Thanks to Chaos Parasite for following. Insomnia GG, Starmech for also following. Moriarty and Joy for the bits. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully you have a better idea what Advanced Wars is now. And hopefully you'll play it sometime, because I think it's pretty cool, and more people should play it. I would like more people to see that it's pretty cool. Alright, later. Peace.